Hello and welcome to another video about Cardano. Again, we're going to take a look at the latest price moves of Cardano, also Bitcoin, because Bitcoin moves the market and Cardano oftentimes follows, not always, but sometimes, or most of the time at least. And again, before we start, thank you for all of you guys for all your comments, for all your likes, all the encouragement, really highly appreciated. It helps to motivate and it keeps me going. What we can see actually on the hourly chart of Bitcoin is that I didn't really speak about this today in a video, but we actually broke out of this bull flag that we identified. We did break out, well, tonight really, and or yesterday night. And however, we broke out above this level that we didn't manage to do yesterday, but overnight we did. And unfortunately, however, we retested this area and we failed the retest. So even though we made a new local high, unfortunately it failed and it broke down all the way back, and we're now trading in this channel. It looks like that we are, well, basically that means we are still sort of in a bull flag formation. We are still in this descending channel in an overall uptrend. So it could play out that we move to the upside, but there's a lot of uncertainty. So until we really break out or attempt another breakout like here, and we can successfully retest this area of 49,300. So we need to get above that, guys, above 49,300. I think then we are back sort of in the game. At the moment, a lot of uncertainty really in the market. You can see that we broke out, a lot of sellers came in. Down here we even broke down to 47,800, but then we moved back up. But yeah, a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers as well in the market. So a lot of uncertainty moving in this descending channel, which could still be part of that overall bull flag here. So let's see what's going to happen. Looking a little bit more bullish at the moment. We're again above the 200-day moving average on the hourly, again above all the moving averages really on the hourly. So there's a bit of a cluster here of moving averages, and we're now above all of them. So looking good at the moment. Let's take a quick look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I think we really need to get above this level of 49,300. Well, here on the 4-hour chart, it didn't even look like that we made a new high, because this didn't really close in the 4-hour level. So probably still the level is rather above 49,000. The 4-hour needs to close above 49,000. I mean, it depends on which time frame you're looking at. Obviously, the longer time frame is more important. But on the hourly candle should at least close and retest this level of 49,300 that we just talked about. Let's take a look at Cardano, because some interesting things are playing out here. So today, let me just zoom in and do a recap. Today, we actually seem to have broken out of this bull flag formation, and you can clearly see that we actually broke out of this channel that we call the bull flag. Not a massive outbreak, I must say, but what is positive, and this is still the hourly, what is very positive though, is that we broke out. I mean, the last video I did somewhere here, I think. Yeah, we broke down actually before, but again, the 0.6 Fibonacci sort of held, yeah. Certainly the lower support level of this descending channel, which is part of the bull flag that we identified, held. We moved back up and actually broke to the upside. You can see, which is very interesting, there was a bit of uncertainty at this level. There came a red candle and there was a rejection at the overall resistance level of this channel. So it is an actual channel. I think this sort of is verified, because there was an actual resistance that played out here. You know, we bounced off exactly at this level, bounced back to the moving average here within the Bollinger Bands, but that acted as support again. So yeah, we managed to break out of this descending channel. This is actually very bullish in my opinion. I mean, it's only the hourly, but it seems to be that we actually managed to break out of this bull flag. We are now trading above this bull flag, which is interesting. Haven't made a new high, so we haven't managed to get to the 295, but what certainly acted as resistance is what I identified before, this 292 level, which acted as resistance before here. When I go back, we had the 292 acting as resistance here, which is why I got it on this chart, but I really called it that resistance zone up here. So if I draw a rectangle in this zone between 297, which was the all-time high, and this 292 zone, this is really the support, the resistance zone that we need to get through. You can clearly see how we didn't manage to get there. We also tried to break out of the upper level of the Bollinger Bands, but we were held back. Bollinger Bands, basically just talking about it's an indicator of the volatility of the market. You've got a moving average, and then you've got 2 standard deviations from that. Oftentimes when the upper level of the Bollinger Bands is hit, then it acts as a resistance level, keeping the price within these Bollinger Bands, and we try to break out of them, bounced back in. Now we're moving down, but what is positive, what is bullish certainly, is that this moving average, which is part of this Bollinger Band tool, is acting as support now. So it is really positive that we managed to break out of this bull flag. Not a massive breakout yet because we bounced off this support resistance zone. This is what we need to get to now, and this is, even though we've made a lower high here at the moment, you can clearly see still a lower high from there to here. Yeah, a lower high, you can clearly see that. Still, in my opinion, not to worry about, because we had the exact formation before, or at least a very similar formation. And let me see if I can find it. Remember, this was very similar. We had it before somewhere. I think this one, this is what I mean. So we had it before. Let me zoom in a little bit. So there you go. We had it before where we had this kind of bull flag. We had these two candles on the hourly coming up, but then we broke down. We had something again like a bull flag playing out. We broke out to the upside, didn't make a new high, right? Didn't make a new high. We didn't get above this here, but then we basically got all the way down to the lower ends of the Bollinger Bands again, and then we broke out, and then we moved all the way up to, at the time here, 264. So certainly very interesting. That is what happened back then. That is what could obviously happen here again. So this could all be still a bullish formation here. And, you know, as I just said, we had these 2 candles up here, then we broke down, didn't make a new high here, and then we might now actually go back in to the lower end of the Bollinger Bands, down to 275 or so. So what I certainly don't want to see again, we shouldn't, well, it might happen, but next for me, the main support level at the moment is part of this Fibonacci retracement, these Fibonacci retracement levels that we put onto the chart earlier today, where as well we can see that 295 is the this is obviously the current resistance zone. This is the local high here that we started our Fibonacci retracement levels at, but we bounced all the way down to 0.618 here. And this might happen again and act as a support zone, which is at the same level currently at the lower end of the Bollinger Bands here. But yeah, I think what is really good, we are above this 284 zone. So you can follow that yourself. If we stay above the 284.85, that is for me really bullish, because we are in the upper half of the Bollinger Bands. So this is normally considered bullish. It could really lead to another breakout if we follow the same pattern that we did before, which I've just shown you. Then next support zones, which ideally we shouldn't break through, is the 275 zone. Yeah, this is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, or 0.382, however you want to call it. It doesn't really matter, because they are basically the same distance, but don't worry. Then we've got this level here at 271, and the next one after that is 265. So we've got various support zones here, but ideally we want to stay above this. We want to stay above the 276. In my opinion, that would then still be bullish, as long as we stay within this range here, within the Bollinger Bands, the current level of the Bollinger Bands 275, this Fibonacci retracement level 270 at 275, and maybe if it plays out like last time, we should see a move to the upside ideally. That's what I hope for. That's what you guys hope for as well. But we're certainly getting closer again to the all-time high. Really, I think critical moment. We need to make that new high. If we don't manage to make a new high, then unfortunately we might roll over. The market might roll over. We certainly don't want to see that. I mean, you can see how it's actually losing steam a little bit. We've always made new highs here, new highs, and in this new wave we haven't managed to make a new high yet. So it's a bit critical at the moment. But Let's see how the day ends. We need to, even if we break down to 270, 275 again, we need to bounce off there and really get above the $3. So there's not much time left, to be honest, guys, because if it continues to be a sideways movement like that and we fail to make new highs, rather lose momentum, maybe then more sellers step in and might be a temporarily bearish move. But we just need to wait for that breakout, guys. We need to wait for that breakout. Before the breakout happens, we don't know. I just showed you one possible scenario. I showed you the support levels, and if we break below them, I think it's rather bearish. Don't really want to see us breaking below, certainly not below the 0.5 retracement level here, which is at 271. That would not be good. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think when the breakout through $3 will happen. Will it happen? Will it happen soon? Will it happen today? Will it happen tomorrow? I can't really tell you, but I can tell you the zones that we need to get through, and then you can observe yourself if the breakout takes place. And at the moment, even though it's looking rather bullish here on the 1 hour chart with the Bollinger Bands and everything, I'd be rather careful because we haven't made a new high. I'm still convinced that we make new highs, and we should really make new highs before the 12th of September. And I showed you in the earlier video today why. For me, looking at the ADX, there's still, we're just mirroring what happened before the last hard fork. There's 2 more weeks to go. The target for me was 450 before the 12th of September. And just based on the ADX, I mean, I can be wrong as well, but that's what the ADX told me, basically mirroring what happened last time, where we saw a peak of the ADX 2 weeks before. ADX is, by the way, another trend indicator, where we saw the peak of the ADX 2 weeks before the hard fork, and then after that the price rose by another 50%. So that's what could happen again, and let me know if you think that will happen. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that update. If you did, then please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.